I am Sara, and this is my flower farm and nursery in the village Kalvsvik in south of Sweden. I run now 3 gardens, or well, farms in this area in my village. I have my home garden, I have my little cottage at Oak Hill Cottage Garden, and since January 2022 I also run this nursery and flower farm. I do a great garden work for myself and others, and I enjoy life so much. And it's been a while since I last saw you on this channel, and I have been quite busy taking over this business. It's been so much work. I have enjoyed it fully, but it's been like crowded. I have worked pretty much actually. But now we are trying to get back into routines where we publish both in Swedish, of course, and also in English, because I do like to share all my work with so many as possible of you. And also right now we have Ida behind the camera, and she had a baby this spring, so she's been off from work for a while, but now she is at work again, so it's easier for me to do the videos I want to do. So right now I want to give you just a short update from this place, the flower farm and nursery, and then I will show you in another video my home garden as well. So it's now fall, it is in the middle of November, and all this place is, well, nearly all of the place is cleared out from the plants. I have some things left in the ground. We have some kale and some garlic and etc. But most of the flowers have left this space, and it is now going to rest for the rest of the winter, starting again in early spring to get us the flowers we need for our work in summer 2024. So it's basically nothing to tell about this space, so let's move on to the greenhouses. For me it's very exciting because I find myself like in love with gardening. I love to work with the plants, and edible plants, and also flower plants, and plants that we have indoors. And basically it's pretty hard in Sweden to do that work in winter time because it's cold and it's dark and it's wet, etc. But you know, having this place gives me the opportunity to work with plants, to see things grow, and to sow a lot of plants, and also to meet people and talk about gardening in another way when it's cold outside in winter in Sweden. So I want to show you the greenhouses, just to give you a picture of what we are doing, this very, very local and small business like nursery. So let's move in and see what we have. Here I pass a few arrangements. We do a lot of arrangements for funerals, and now when it's winter it's difficult for us to use flowers that we have from our own farm. In 3 weeks time, in the middle of December, we will have fresh tulips from our greenhouses. We are nearly there, but right now we need to buy some flowers as well. So these are arrangements that a customer will pick up tomorrow. And it's a really nice thing. I think I told you in another video, taking over this business, it means that I have to care for, you know, how to handle things in a specific order. You know, you start here and you finish here, and in between you have to handle a lot of plant materials in different ways that keeps both plants and also the cut flowers fresh, etc. And that is kind of difficult to do if you don't have surroundings and buildings that are made for this use. So like having a space like this is very, it's precious because it's cold in here, and we can keep both pots filled with soil that we are going to use later on, and also the flowers and the reeds, etc. In here we have the basement where we start the bulbs. So we have here plenty of tulips. So in here I have like 60 or 70 bulbs with tulips, and we are going to bring out the first trays in like the Swedish Lucia Day, which is 13th of December, and they will flower or be ready for harvest about 3 to 5 weeks after that. I am a bit well, not used to talk English. I have to practice. Hope you stay with me. Well, you do get used to speaking English, I know that, but you know, haven't done it for quite a while. I made a video, I think a year ago or so, where I showed you around the whole place, so I'm not going to tell you like everything about every space, but this is the second of our bigger greenhouses. It is 150 square meter, and it is heated like we heat it to keep away the frost, but that's all. So it's not a heated greenhouse where it is like 20 degrees Celsius in wintertime, but it is frost free. And in here we keep like perennials, and we have the pansies, we have some bulbs, and we have some biennials, well, things that can overwinter in a cold environment. So this is very, this is also a precious space. My colleague Anna-Stina, she just finished to work with every single plant and go through them and cut away the wilted leaves and prepare everything for winter. So basically these plants are things that we are going to sell in springtime, and we also started to sell plants at in a web shop. It's been very popular and hopefully we will get to sell some of these plants there too. I am actually on my way to the other greenhouse to give you a very short and simple tip on how to succeed with your sowings now when it's well, fall, winter, later on springtime, because we have already started our sowings for winter and spring. So might be a good idea to listen carefully. It's very windy today, and we actually did have the first snowfall this morning. It was beautiful, it was very wet, and it came when I was out walking my dogs, so it was kind of cold. We finished this part last summer, and it's been an amazing place. We grew last winter tulips here for you pick, and it was a success. All spring people came and they picked lots and lots and lots of tulips. We had 34 different varieties, and we do have tulips here again this year. We do this very carefully so we will not have any, pests on the bulbs. We have some good advice from our bulb provider in Holland. So it's going to be a lovely place also next spring. And this is also a part of our farm for cut flowers. We also grew vegetables here because vegetables are mainly my, the main thing that I write and talk about. So it's it's important for me to show and have a nice like vegetable garden also. And next year we are going to grow some vegetables at the big plot on the other side. We are close to the #1 greenhouse, but I want to stop by and show you the cold frames. These are a very, very, very important place right now in our farm and the work that we do, because here are buried hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hyacinths, and we grow them to provide people with Christmas flowers that are like homegrown. So we start this in mid-September, early September. We plant the bulbs in small pots, 9 centimeters, and we place them in the cold frame, and we put dirt over the pots, and they stay in the ground until now, and then we start to dig them up. I will try to find someone show you. This is a blue one, and this one, along with her friends, are going to stay in the ground for 2 weeks more. They will grow some more then, and after that we carry them into the #1 greenhouse, and they continue their journey in a heated greenhouse. And this is how it looks. It's amazing, right? All the roots. We grow the plants the exact same way as farmer owner's dad did when he started this nursery 70 years ago. So it is really nice to keep this tradition and to carry this into the future. Because this is like a more sustainable way to grow these plants than keeping them in in a cold space that we use electricity to cool down. So we grow them in the ground instead. Well, this is the heated greenhouse, and it keeps 15 to 20 degrees Celsius all winter long. And I don't know the correct word for this, but we don't heat like with oil or anything. We heat with heat from the ground, from the mountain, the rocks underneath the ground. So it's also quite a sustainable way to heat the greenhouse, and it feels very, very good that we have that kind of system. This greenhouse is 100 square meter big, and in here we grow basically all year round. And this time of year might be my favorite, because we now start our tulips, and we also have the hyacinths, and later on we have lots and lots of plants from sowings and cuttings. We have already started also with that part, but it gets even more plants later on. Under this paper we have tulips. These are the very first tulips. They are going to be ready to cut as a cut flower in mid-December. And this means that we actually have fresh cut flowers from our cut flower farm in Sweden from mid-December until, let's say, mid-November. So we have recently finished our very last cuttings from the chrysanthemum plants that we grow outdoors. So I think it's kind of amazing that we can, with the things that we are provided with here in this very specific place, grow that many cut flowers locally. There are so many plants in here. I love it. We have plenty of geraniums that we do from cuttings, and we also have many like house plants that we sell to people on the internet that we do from cuttings in plug trays and pots, etc. Here are our amaryllis that we start in this little heated tent in the greenhouse, and we sell plenty of them right now. Lots of varieties. What I wanted to show you today from the work we do here, and may give you some inspiration, are about the sowing process. And this you can have really good use for at home as well, when you start your indoor sowings, vegetables and flowers, etc. Some of us do really huge amount of indoor gardening to provide the family with, leafy greens for sandwiches and salads, etc. And you have great use for this tip too. Then up here we have lots of cuttings and also sowings, cucumbers and leafy greens and herbs, etc., along with the house plants. But if you check underneath here, we have plenty of trays underneath the plastic. So here are the plug trays with, dirt and vermiculite, I don't know exactly how to pronounce that in English, to help the soil to keep moist. And this is a really nice setup for sowing things. If you run like a farm, like I do, but also if you sow a lot of things at home. Under the trays, you see we have pipes. And if you could feel anything through the lens, you would notice it is heated. And this is water that keeps the greenhouse heated. And what we do is that we use the heat to give some extra heat to the sowings. And most of the seeds that we sow, both flowers and vegetables and also the house plants, etc., they really thrive and they germinate well in heated soil. And I will show you another example as well. So this is the setup. You have some kind of underneath heating. You have a tray where you put your plug tray or your little box with the sowing, and then a plastic to make sure that the soil is still moist all the way from the sowing until the seed germinates. So this is a very, very good setup, and you can use this for like tomatoes and peppers and lettuce and herbs and whatever that you sow indoors at home, especially if you want to use like a colder space, because sometimes it is difficult for us to succeed with the sowings. We are maybe not allowed to use the space in the living room, etc. So we have to use other kind of spaces in the house or apartment for the sowings. May not be that the rest of the family don't like it as much as we do. So basically we start the sowings under the benches, and the same day, hopefully, that we see the germination, we take the tray and we put it on top of the bench, where we also have this grow light. And we use very strong light, because we have to keep the light some distance from the plant, because this is how we do it in here. When you have a grow light at home, you keep it closer to the plant, because then you can adjust it in another way than we can do it here. And this works really, really well. But I will show you another room that I have done. We call it the sewing room. It is not very good looking, but it's very good working. And this is the little shop. I don't know if you have seen it in a while either. This is the way it looks right now. And it's Thursday today. It means that we are opened in the evening. We call it like a flower evening, where people can come and work with us to do wreaths and arrangements, etc. And what is specific for this very Thursday is that we have the first of the hyacinths for sale. So hopefully people will like that. And I also think we have Anna here. Anna is my colleague, and I don't think you have seen her or heard her before. Here she is. Hey Anna! You will get to know more about Anna later on. Let's move into the sewing room. And the sign says, "Sew room, keep the door closed." This is a very, very small room, and it is kind of warm compared to the rest of the place, the shop. And this is what we have right now. And tomorrow I'm going to prepare it so we double the size by using the space underneath this bench. And this is a very, very simple way to start many plants. Also, if you have like an outhouse or whatever at home to use. So this, I don't know what you call these in English, but you know what it is. And it's like a bench on top of it. And then we have one of my favorite things. This is a heat mat. Watch this. So it's like a mat with heat in. And I can adjust the heat by using this little sensor that I put in the dirt, in the plug trays. And then I can adjust the temperature with this. So this says it's 23 degrees Celsius in the ground or in the soil. Just buy the seeds. And we use the plug trays, and here are tomatoes for containers and pots, low varieties that we grow. And by using this heat under the plants, it makes sure that the soil have the right temperature. And when the temperature is slightly warmer than the rest of the space where we live, it helps the seeds to germinate quicker. And it's very good if you want to grow plenty of plants, etc. Because, well, basically they all grow at the same time. And you also see that more seeds germinate. Sometimes when it's colder, they germinate like uneven. So you see plenty of them might grow first week, and then you have 30% that comes the next week, etc. So it's trickier. When I came to work this day, I had a lovely surprise here. So this is basil. Lovely plants. So in this little space we have the heat mat, and I also have small grow light. And this is not for, to grow the plants. This is just to keep them with enough light when they germinate, and then we move the trays out into the bigger greenhouse where we have more power in the grow light. And I think it's time now for this tray, for example, with tomato. And a very good thing is that when I move this tray, I have more space so I can make more sowings. So this is how we do it. And it's a very good setup also in a home where you can have like a small heat mat and a small version of grow light like this. And you can start plenty of plants in smaller trays, for example. And by November in Sweden and other countries, you can grow indoors like lettuce, and you can grow tomatoes and herbs and leafy greens like different kind of kale, and you can grow garlic, and you can have coriander and whatever. I will show you later on my little project at Oak Hill Cottage Garden where I grow all my sandwich vegetables for the winter. But we will take that another week. Well, I could talk forever about my gardening projects. I enjoy it very much, and I hope you enjoy to see me again and also to follow me around in the gardens. And I will try to keep you updated with small tips and tricks for your vegetable garden, and also growing flowers and houseplants, etc. Both from the nursery and flower farm and also my home gardens. Thank you all for watching, and nice to be here back again. I hope you give me some comments and thumbs up, of course. See you soon again. Bye bye.